Hello, great people. The reshuffling of President Bola Tinubu's cabinet have been generating a lot of discourse in the polity. People have been talking about why he sacked just 5 people and appointed 7 more, and the quality of those that he appointed. But there's one thing missing, which is how about those that he's supposed to appoint but didn't appoint, and also those that people think that he would naturally appoint, people that have positioned themselves for appointment, but the president failed to appoint them. There have been less discourse about that, and that's what we'll be discussing on this episode. But because I won't be able to cover all of them for you, definitely I'll be discussing one person, which is Daniel Bua, and I have an exclusive video. Trust me, you don't want to miss it for anything. I have an exclusive video where Daniel Bua made a lot of statements that has now denied him appointment under President Bola Tinubu. We are going to watch the video. But you see, before we watch the video, I need to tell you something. In this life, be very careful. Study yourself. Take your decisions very wisely, because some actions that you take may come back to haunt you. And it is always very painful when you take a decision hurriedly, and at the end of the day, when they are about to decide your case, when they want to decide your case, when they want to decide your destiny, may they come bring out something against you. Where we say the person will want to decide that thing, you can't look say, this evidence wey dem present before me, no, it's too hot, it's too solid. No, it's too hot, it's too solid. That is what apparently happened to Daniel Bua. Daniel Bua is an Atiku boy, right? Daniel Bua is somebody that knows how to defend government very well, because sincerely, Daniel is very intelligent. He has lived in the UK. He knows how to articulate what he knows how to structure defense. He was with the Buhari camp, and he defended Buhari vigorously. So Tinubu has cited him that this guy would be good in terms of maybe being a spokesperson. Tinubu approached Bwala. Bwala agreed that he will work with Tinubu, but then Bwala is a Christian. Tinubu now appointed Shetima as his vice president. Bwala got angry, and immediately the appointment was made. Out of temper, he resigned from the APC and joined the Atiku camp, because the Atiku camp has been trying to draw him close. Say, oh boy, come, this your ski where you take defend nonsense. If like say go, they useful for us. And so he went to the Atiku camp, and during the campaign, the heat of the campaign, they told them that each one of them should structure an argument whereby they will use it to nail Bola Tinubu, and they organized a press conference. You will see in the video that Dele Momodu was by his side. So in that press conference, every one of them, the point that they have articulated to nail Bola Tinubu, each one of them was now presenting those points. So when it came to Daniel's turn, Daniel said a lot of things. He said, Alpha Beta, Tinubu is corrupt, and Lagos State is shielding him. EFCC is shielding him. He talked about drug case. You remember that drug case? The conviction by the court in Chicago. Bola Tinubu forfeited $400,000. The thing they sweet for him out, they run him out. He talked about Tinubu creating a private militia to perpetuate violence. Imagine that kind of accusation. He also tackled Kiamu. He tackled Kiamu, the current minister of aviation. He tackled him seriously. Now, Kiamu, who are you? In fact, Buhari sacked this guy. He also talked about that Tinubu has been threatening his life, that the Tinubu boys have been threatening his life, threat to life. He didn't know that Tinubu will lose the election. By his permutation, Tinubu will win. Now, so Tinubu will lose, rather. Now, so Tinubu go win election. After they swear in, Daniel like cookies. And now Tinubu deal with the cookie jar. Now Daniel say, oh my, I go work. But it has not been easy for him. Why has it not been easy for him? Despite his brilliancy, he has taken pictures with Tinubu. He followed Tinubu to France. But then, still, Tinubu did not appoint him. Why? Let's watch the video. Let's watch it. This is what nailed Daniel Bua. Let's watch the video. Let's watch it.
Last few weeks, the nation is greeted by so many reports on the social media and the mainstream media, which raises concern on the character and fitness of the candidate running for the post of presidency of the All Progressives Congress. You will recall that some years ago, the former managing director of Alpha Beta lodged a petition at the EFCC against the former governor of Lagos State and now a presidential candidate of APC, Atiku Bola Tinubu. The petition involves massive corruption and misappropriation of funds belonging to the government of Lagos State, abuse of official office, conflict of interest. The petition, as you will all know, is with EFCC, and presumably after some years now, there is every assumption that the EFCC ought to have concluded the investigation on that case. And that's why we're calling on this meeting to request that the EFCC should address Nigeria on the outcome of that investigation. You would also recall that most recently, information circulated in the media space about a drug conviction on the Atiku Bola Tinubu by a court in Chicago, Illinois, in the United States of America, which led to him forfeiting over $400,000, like a conviction, and then he paid for the sentence on that conviction. We also know that today in Nigeria, opioid and most of this drug-related addiction has or is creating a national security threat to Nigeria. NDLEA is an example, and you saw also most recently NDLEA intercepted large volumes of cocaine. Till date, we know that they arraigned 1 or 2 persons, but they have not been able to address Nigeria on their investigation on that. How many people are involved, who is linked to it, and on this occasion, we're calling on the NDLEA to address Nigeria as to the outcome of their investigation about the intercepted drug. You know also, because we raised that recently, that the candidate of All Progressives Congress, Atiku Bola Tinubu, and his people created a militia. This is the first time in the history of Nigeria we're seeing a political party creating a militant arm leading to election. And it is also predictable because it was shortly after his speech in London when he advised that his people should grab by all means necessary the process leading to election that they created this militia. Shortly after that, we have seen violence in Nigeria in different states, in different rallies, even in homes and in the streets. And we are calling on the law enforcement, especially the security and intelligence platforms of this country, to look into that, investigate, and if necessary, arrest anybody that is involved in the creation of a militia. We are also calling on the international community. We already know that a number of election observers international are in the country, the international community and the federal government, to look into this because this is a threat to the peaceful conduct of election. You would also notice, gentlemen of the press, that recently a serving minister of ABC has written a letter to the agencies of government. And these agencies of government, if you look at our constitution, are members of the executive branch of government. In other words, he wrote a letter to members of the same branch to which he belonged and demanded that within 72 hours, they should prosecute a candidate running for presidency in Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar. In the press conference, they bragged about their powers and control of the law enforcement. In fact, he, while serving as a cabinet member and campaign spokesman, remember, as a cabinet member, he's being paid by the taxpayers' money. He's using the official privilege and the powers conferred on that office to intimidate agencies of government, including going to court and filing a case against the agent of the same branch of government to which he belongs. And this is happening at a time when the president told the world that he's going to deliver a legacy of free and fair election. In fact, recently, he was reported to have ordered that cabinet members should focus on governance so that those who are in politics should focus on politics. So now it's raising concern. People are beginning to wonder whether it is the president who is, by proxy, using this cabinet member to infiltrate or influence or intimidate the agency of government. And I think that we're calling on the president in order, because we believe that he's committed to delivering a fair and fair process, to immediately sack the Minister of State for Labor and Employment for abusing the office that he has, because that office is being paid for by taxpayers' money. And you cannot create confusion in that cabinet. There is also this threat to life, and I can tell you that because I myself have received threats from Asiwaju and his camp And this is evident, is everywhere I've reported to law enforcement. A lot of people have been threatened. I am not surprised because a militia has been created, and I'm calling on the government to look into that. So finally, gentlemen of the press, there are many other wide range of issues that will come in the coming days, but this is just the introduction of what I have to say. I will yield the floor to our next speaker, who will in detail speak about the reason why we are here today. Thank you, sir.
You see what happened in the video, right? You saw everything that transpired. So if you are Bola Tinubu, sincerely, will you appoint such a person when such an evidence, a clear evidence that this person nailed you, he finished you, he pieces you before the national and international media? Sincerely, will you appoint such a person? Even if you wish to, definitely you won't appoint such a person. But Daniel made a mistake. He joined, or he tried to join the Tinubu camp back too early. Look at Dele. You see Dele by his side. Dele na my boy. Dele na my boy. Dele Momodu. You understand? You will see him by his side. And Dele till date is still in the Atiku scam. You understand? He has shown himself as a man of credibility. You understand? And he has appeared on TV. He even appeared recently blasting Tinubu, you know, and his aides for incompetence and unleashing hardship on the people. But look at everything that you know, I told you earlier that Daniel knows how to structure point. Like he knows how to to present something. He's an intelligent guy. During the Buhari tenure, was busy defending all the nonsense of Buhari, and he has started during this Tinubu time. He has been doing it, but the Tinubu guys, because of the damage that this video caused Tinubu, they have failed to kind of like recognize him or bring him back into the fold. They are just watching him that, no worry, you don't use mouth, spoil us, Abi. Go they use that mouth, go they repair us first. You understand? Go they use that mouth, go they hustle for us. We go reason your matter later. So look at the allegation, and you want to wonder that in this lineup of allegations, why is it that the DSS, the police, they were silent at that point in time? You know, is it because that if you want to contest for president, you are now a superman? Because wetin Daniel talk, if na country like US, UK, Germany, they no go just overlook am. He even said threat to his life, and I don't think the police or DSS did anything to investigate it. Look at that alpha beta corruption that, you know, the Tinubu is responsible for. Alpha beta that is stinkingly corrupt, and Lagos state government has been complicit in the corruption, and they've reported to EFCC, despite the fact that people have written series of petitions against Bola Tinubu as regards Alpha Beta. Even one of those that was there when Alpha Beta was created, still EFCC did not do anything. Daniel complained. Nothing has been done. But of course, nothing will be done. And when Tinubu lives there, all sins forgiven, because no former president has been arrested or prosecuted in Nigeria, despite the fact that some of them committed monumental crimes. Another thing, look at that drug case. Yeah, wetin Daniel talk, say they convict her, you understand, in court for Chicago. He pay over $400,000. Say why una no come, you know, investigate. Say the matter dey ground, everybody don see am. That kind of strong allegation, you understand, nobody do anything. And this thing, it just be say, I don't know the kind of soap wey Tinubu take dey back. Bola, if like say you go cut soap for me, oh, because despite all this allegation, if it were to be abroad, trust me, Tinubu no fit win. But then he still managed to win, or he put himself, rig himself. Off your mind, no be me talking. He shall be president now, shall you understand? You understand what they talk? He shall be president now. So look at, he said Tinubu was creating a private militia. You know, they accused Jonathan too of that thing during his time. They don't accuse Tinubu and say, then they don't accuse Tinubu and say, you too is creating a private militia to perpetuate violence. Wait, to private militia. I mean, wetin they give Asari Dokubo mind be that. I mean, Asari, no be me talk more. No be me talk. Maybe we move forward. You understand? You too like gist. Maybe we move forward. Now, he called for the sack of Kiyamo. You heard it in that video. And he said, Bola Tinubu threatening his life. So, if you are Tinubu, if anybody made this series of monumental allegations against you, even if you forgive the person, can you appoint him? Even if you are to appoint the person, can you already appoint the person So, despite all the effort of Daniel, now the Tinubu boy, now then nail him. Say no. You understand? But Daniel is a brilliant guy, and trust me, Tinubu may end up appointing him in the future. Obanikoro left Tinubu. Obanikoro is back in the Tinubu camp, and Tinubu has given him an appointment. Musuli Obanikoro, you remember Kosikoro Kosibo in Lagos State. So Tinubu is somebody that, to some extent, has a large heart because he realized that politics is a game of number and politics is an all-inclusive sport. So how this story for Daniel go end, whether Daniel go 60K chop under this Tinubu government, is what we look forward to. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politing with Dr. Omoshola Deji. Deji is a political scientist with a PhD in political science, and this is where we relax, this is where we have fun, where we discuss politics and happenings in the politics. Do what to subscribe, do what to turn on your notification button till I see you again. Of course, very, very soon, because I have lots of great and interesting videos for you. Exclusive too, anyway. I love you all, sincerely.